Alright, welcome back to Sidetrack Garage. What do you think of the name? I kind of like it. Let me know what you think. Um, so we're doing Ranger stuff again. So what all I got done so far is I got the fuel tank up in it, body mounts, cab, front corner. Got that fixed, and then, if I didn't already say it, mechanical fuel pump in. It's actually running way better with having two pumps. I'm pretty sure it was getting a little bit lean. It felt like it was getting pretty hot running on just the electric pump. I don't think it was giving it quite enough. So let me go ahead and show you what all we got going on there. Yeah, there's the mechanical pump. I'm not exactly proud of it, but to get away from the steering box right here, the fitting that comes on the pump, right here on the bottom, I had to kind of bend that up a little bit. It works. I'm not proud of that, but it works. That's what they did to the old one. I did make sure that I could do that without messing something up. And so I cut it open and made sure nothing was going to get hurt too bad. Honestly, I just wanted to see what was in there. We got way more fuel in the filter. Like seeing that. Way more fuel in the bowl. It's definitely good. Come on underneath of it. Got the fuel tank. Got the fuel lines. Made a plastic line out of copper. You can kind of see that. Yeah, I don't have light on me at this minute. So one thing, I have mentioned the drive shaft before, I think. Had some pressure on it earlier and I couldn't do this. That's concerning. I definitely have to do something about that. Do have the transmission raised up a little bit. I am going to need to get a new mount here soon. And then in doing so, we kind of screwed up our linkage. Cab mounts, they're in. I do have to work there because you got that sleeve that goes up in here into the other sleeve, and they're touching before that gets tight. So they're supposed to be for a Ranger, more specifically this one, but for whatever reason it's still not working. Then here's the cab. Excuse the little bit of dirt, it's been sitting for a minute. I like how that turned out. You can see the line where the Bondo was, but you can't feel it. And it's only in the right kind of light is where you can see it. Like right there, you can't even tell. I think that turned out pretty decent. I'm not a body guy. I usually do more mechanical stuff. Yeah, so that's pretty much all so far. Oh boy. Yes, I need to make sure timing's good on it, tune it. Motor looks a lot better. I think we do still have a blockage in the transmission cooler lines. I'm gonna take the pan off of that and check it, put a new filter in it, all that good stuff. And get my ignition set up a little better. Before I had these little things, and it had the pins on it to where it just slide on like that. It actually takes a specific plug. These kept falling off, so no, I wasn't using those. And this one's pretty neat, but yeah, it wasn't working. They just kept coming unplugged. So got a different coil with these on it, studs. They work way better, and it literally can't unplug, so that worked way better. So yeah, got that done. Yeah, we're gonna move on to cab mounts in the back. Okay, it is an absolute mess in here. I'll be right back. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about for the cab mount. That right there is going up and hitting. Really, it needs to be right in there. So this isn't getting all the way tight, and we got a gap like that while the bolt's tight. So cap mount's not getting tight, but the bolt is. That right there's the reason. It's because this is too long. Same deal on both sides. I don't know why they're like that, because it said it was supposed to fit this truck, 85 Ranger. I know I have a body lift, but that shouldn't matter. And there's that. So, let's see if that'll go in the way I'm planning. Oh yeah, that's perfect actually. I think that's going to work out just fine. Try to get that bolt threaded in. This is a little bit difficult. You got to stretch like this. Doable, but difficult. And also holding the thing. Okay. Hold on. Alright, so on to the next issue. We have the shift linkage adjustment. Let me try to get that adjusted up, because currently it's in neutral and in the reverse position. That is probably because we moved the transmission, I would assume. Let me just get that all the way in park. And make sure that's in park. Get up there and make sure. It is in park. Oops. Yeah. Let me get up there. Not a whole bunch of room underneath the Ranger. Dealing with an uneven floor isn't exactly ideal. Get that swing forward all the way. Okay, I think we're good there. Pretty simple setup to adjust your linkage. I like that. Never dealt with one of these before. It's always been a shift cable. It's pretty odd to see an old pickup like this where they actually had them from the factory with floor shift. I like it. Yeah, I think we're good there. And then with that, I have the bolt thing back here. That one back there on the yoke is sticking out. I'm gonna take care of that and then probably back this thing out. Alright, now, I know I said last video this thing would be running and driving. It's blown up. I knew it was going to happen, but not in the way that it did. It is currently overheating within 5 minutes of running at idle and just not cooling whatsoever. It's in bad shape. Got a good bit of work into this thing so far. Which I already knew this motor wasn't going to last very long. Was hoping it would last a little longer than it did, but It's just done. So I'll come right back with it. Of course, I'm not just going to leave it. But now, with that, it's time for F250. Huge bummer. This thing's going to be pretty cool. I was wanting to drive it around. Kind of bummed about it, but it happens. I will say that it didn't make a sound when I got it. This one may be on me. Partially on the person who built it, I think, honestly. But then also on me because I let it run too long. And didn't have a temperature gauge in it. That's on me. So show you what I went ahead and did before I came to the conclusion that it is in fact done. So they did have a 90-degree angle thermostat housing and this hose on it, which absolutely did not work with the 90-degree. I put the 45 on it. Played with timing a little bit. It's currently sitting at 14 degrees. I think that's probably about right. Not 100% sure on that, but it's okay. The coil relocated, put the studs in, all that good stuff. But yeah, this hose before was all kinked and pinched and twisted. It wasn't good at all. And it was also like that much higher than what it is now. And the cap is like right here, so not good flow coming out of that. Which is the reason I think why it overheated and somebody blew it up. It may have been me. I don't know. I think that's pretty much it. Got the water pump on it. Apparently they had a 160 thermostat in it. I also put a 160 in it and got up to 160, started heading toward 165, and it just kept climbing. Fans full chooch. And when this thing is at 160, you absolutely cannot stand the heat coming off of this motor. It is ridiculous. I don't know why it's so hot. I've never seen a 302 run that hot. One that wasn't blown up. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got going on that. And then, got the fuel hooked up, new filter. Just a few odds and ends on it that it was needing. I went ahead and did. Like I said, thought I was going to be able to run it for a little bit. Drive it. And that didn't work out. So, the whole idea was get this thing good enough and then work on the F250. So that's exactly what we're going to do. That one I am actually pretty excited about it because it's a 302 347. Got aluminum heads to go on it and a few other things I need to check on it just to make sure it is 100% good. The thing does run good, but it just needs checked over. Then I guess I'll just run it. Kind of rather run it than this, but I mean 302 Ranger, just rolling around town is pretty cool. So the plan is with the Ranger, I'm gonna have to wait a little while, but what I'll end up doing, hopefully, is getting this motor out, of course. Maybe I'll rebuild it, use it for something else. I don't know yet. I might even throw it back in this. But what my plan is to get a 351 Windsor, make it 427, maybe, and then put turbo on that. I like that idea. So anyway, that's all for the Ranger. She's going to be parked for a while, and then next time around, the F-250 is going to be in here without a motor. Well, there you have that. The whole Ranger series I wanted to do came to a very disappointing and abrupt end. That sucks. There is a kind of a bright side to it. I think I've talked about it before. The way the motor was put in and everything, it obviously there's more than one way to do something like that. The way that they did do it, I think it was totally wrong, because I'm pretty sure it was just a typical dual sump oil pan out of a car. So it really did not fit. The oil pan didn't, because the drain plug for the rear sump was right on the cross member, so you had to jack the motor up to change the oil. It's not ideal at all. A couple other things, and just I could nitpick that thing all day, but I've never done anything like that before, so I'm not going to get too carried away with that. But that does give me a chance to go ahead and take that motor out and make sure everything is in there the way I would like to see it, which I was always going to do, but now I've got a better reason to do it. So it's going to be it for the Ranger for now. It really sucks, but you'll have that. Anyway, that's it for now on the Ranger. I will be back shortly once I get this absolute disaster cleaned up behind me. Yeah, it's bad. Get that cleaned up. Pull the F-250 on in here. So I will be back with that in just a short amount of time, hopefully. Hopefully that one goes a lot faster than this whole thing did, because that, no more than I got done. That took forever. And then the motor's blown up. So that's all for that one. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Yeah, you hang in there now, little Ranger. I'll get you back soon. Man. Good thing I don't have any other projects to work on, just the Ranger and the white F-250,